All right, let's try this again. This is a test stream. Um, yeah, okay. I think everything sounds good now. All right. This is very interesting. I haven't gotten live in a very long time, but I'm actually doing a. I'm just gonna talk about movies. I think I'm just gonna. I don't need these. I don't think. I'm just gonna talk about movies, bro. Uh, what's going on, everybody? It's your pal Burrito Johnson coming at you with another video. I'm actually trying to do this a little differently. I'm actually live streaming this right now to Twitch. It's weird. I'm looking at myself live on one monitor, looking at myself recording on this monitor, and then looking at the content I'm about to talk about on another monitor. Interesting. I haven't done this in a while. I used to do Twitch a lot with video games. I guess it's just another way to make sure everything's good. I'm streaming on Wi-Fi, so I don't know. I'm too far away from the modem to figure all that out, and hopefully it's good. I'm pretty sure with Wi-Fi it's not as stable. But what I wanted to talk about today is what I've been watching for the past week. I was thinking about doing this maybe every week, every Tuesday, since it's DVD Tuesday, DVD new release Tuesday. Hey, hey. I think the only thing I want to get today is Swamp Thing, the 4K MVD's version of Swamp Thing. I'm going to grab that one at some point today. So we'll see. So let me go ahead and bear with me here. I do want to talk about what I've been watching. So this is my page, and I didn't plan this correctly because now I got to add. I gotta add my there we go. Oh, there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and put myself over here and see how that goes. But yeah, this is what I've been watching. I've been watching. I don't know what I'm gonna watch today. Cool thing about working from home is that you get to watch a lot of movies. I've watched total 543 movies while I've been on Letterboxd. I haven't been on Letterboxd very long, and there was a while there where I wasn't logging movies, but I figure, you know, I'm trying to log in as many movies as I can. It's not, I guess it's not the point of logging the movies, but I guess the incentive of watching movies is that, hey, you know what? Let me immediately put my thoughts into a place instead of plastering it over social media like I usually do. I will. I'll just talk about it on one platform. Cool thing about it is that everybody likes to, you can talk to people on here and like their reviews and stuff like that. But I've total this year, I've watched 228 films. I could do better. I know that, but again, I don't know. I have not to brag or anything. I have 37 followers, and I follow 28 people, mostly friends, mostly people I on Instagram. If I'm being honest with you, some real life friends here and there. But anyways, I watched Rad yesterday. Rad is rad, man. Rad is rad. I love Rad. I gave it 3.5 stars. See, Rad is rad. Rad stunts. Rad music. Rad prom BMX dancing. If nobody's seen Rad, stop what you're doing right now and go watch Rad. 1986, BMX stunt movie, way ahead of its time, man. This was before, Fast and the Furious, that stupid car movies, man. Before that, it was Rad. Basically, it's about kids, on bikes. And it's actually cool. It's like an underdog story. I like that, and some of these stunts are pretty dope. Also, there's a prom dance where people bring their bikes to the prom dance, which I thought was, I thought was very interesting. Yeah, they brought their bikes and they had kind of like a dance off, and it's kind of sweet. I wish I had. I wish I had something like that. That's awesome. But anyways, Rad is rad. Watch it as soon as possible. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing in life. Watch Rad. The other one I watched was Wes Craven's Unexpected Hit. Well, I don't know if it was Unexpected Hit, but Wes Craven doesn't really do stuff like this at the time, anyways. Red Eye. My review was awesome little thriller from the master of horror, which, yeah, it's true. I gave it about 4.5 stars because it's really good. I saw this while working at a movie theater in 2005. I was a manager, and we watched this as one of the employee screenings, and it was awesome. It was a tight 85 minutes. I think 80 minutes total without the, credits. That was fantastic. I was like, wow. And it did everything it needed to do in 80 minutes. Cillian Murphy. Obviously, that wasn't the first time I was introduced to him. I was introduced to him in 28 Days Later, and I think for most people, anyways, was 28 days later. So it wasn't a surprise to see him around, and he did a really good job. Hell, even Rachel McAdams, did a really good job. And you see a very young 55-year-old Brian Cox in this one as the dad. That was pretty cool. Red Eye, check it out if you haven't seen it. Not going to take too much of your time. It's a cool little thriller if you want to watch before bed or whatever. Next one is going to be A Million Ways to Die in the West. Now, the thing with Seth MacFarlane is that I've liked his TV shows. I really dig his TV shows. I haven't watched Family Guy or, any of his other shows in forever, or I haven't even watched The Simpsons in a long time. So I don't know. I'm so out of the loop. But his movies have been a hit or miss with me. I remember watching Ted in theaters when it first came out. Absolutely loved it. Great movie. Ted 2, not so much when I first saw it. A Million Ways in the West, I did not like when I first saw it. Obviously, my girlfriend is a massive MacFarlane fan. And, of course, I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. I'll give it a second chance. I recently rewatched Ted 1 and 2. Ted 1 still holds up. Ted 2, not as good as the first one, obviously, but Ted 2 is not as bad as I thought. I've been watching the unrated versions, and I think maybe that's why I'm liking them even more. They're not restricted for the theatrical format or whatever. I watched A Million Ways to Die in the West a couple days ago, and I watched the unrated version, which adds 20 minutes to the film at an already lengthy, almost 2 hours comedy. And I can see why a lot of people struggled with this. So I get that this, watching it 10 years ago almost, and then watching it a couple days ago, I could understand why people didn't like it and why I didn't like it. You got to be kind of in the right frame of mind for this. And I guess maybe the unrated version is the perfect way to watch this. My score has definitely improved. It's not the best movie ever. It's not the funniest movie ever, but I laughed. I laughed because I'm noticing stuff I didn't notice before. I'm noticing stuff that I'm noticing cameos. Freaking, did you know that Ian McGregor, it makes a small cameo in this movie? I'm like, what the heck? That's awesome. I guess he was filming a movie not too far from where these guys were filming a movie, and he was more than happy to make a cameo, apparently. And of course, Liam Neeson. I mean, everybody is great. Neil Patrick Harris, in my opinion, is a standout. I don't know. Maybe it was just a little too soon for MacFarlane to put himself in front of the camera. I don't know. I mean, there was a while there where MacFarlane was in front of the camera, like he was hosting the Oscars, and it just didn't seem like he even came out and said he didn't enjoy it. So that's why we haven't seen him in front of the camera in a while. Haven't seen him do, obviously the Orville and stuff like that. But again, you haven't really seen him outside the Orville in a while. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I think they're doing Ted, the TV series, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, Million Ways to Die in the West. It's fine. It's not bad. I went to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem on Sunday. Listen, as you can see the score on the screen. I don't know if my let me bring that over here. I need to figure out how to, there we go. Just do that. The heck, Frank. Anyways, still trying to figure all this out. Yeah, as you can see from my score, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, a total blast from start to finish. I really like the art style. Hope they make more. That's really, like I said, as you can see, I didn't put too much into my review. I just kind of wrote, that was just kind of what was going through my mind, I guess, when I first saw it, because if I don't put it in, I'll forget it. But yeah, kind of going into it a little bit more, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem is a fantastic movie. It's it's harmless. Only reason I didn't really give it a 5 is because no movie to me is a perfect 5. It did lose some points because I think it tries a little too hard to be hip and cool and for the new generation and stuff like that. And I guess that just doesn't click with me anymore since I'm an old bastard. But that's about it. It's still a 4.5. It's a 4.5 all the way across the board, and I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me on the 4.5. I actually thought there's people out there who didn't like the movie. So I don't know. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think it's doing well. I hope it does well. I hope it does more business. Because I mean, they left it as a cliffhanger. I want to see more. I think the art style is amazing. It's kind of like it's not all the way like Into the Spider-Verse or whatever, but it's like a cousin, like it's like a second cousin of that, where they're kind of similar but not too similar. It's kind of like that. That's the way I'm seeing it. So yeah, go see that one. Obviously, come on. I think everybody's seen that one. The theater's been wild, man. Theater's been wild lately. Bueller's Day Off, if I could speak. Perfect 5. It's a masterpiece. It's a cinematic perfection. It's right here. It's always going to be a cinematic perfection. It's endlessly rewatchable, endlessly quotable. Since second one, popping it into the player, I was laughing my ass off. It's just a perfect movie. Hughes can't do no wrong in the 80s too much. A couple movies there, Pretty in Pink. Hate that damn movie. Good movie, horrible decision that was made on the end. Fade to Black, another one. 1980. I relate to the main character a little too well, except for the whole killing thing. Dennis Christopher is fantastic in this. Yes, listen. This movie is gonna relate to a lot of cinephiles, including myself. So when I was watching this movie, I was like, Jesus, this guy is me essentially. Has to be watching movies all the time, lives in a goddamn dream world, essentially, right? Watches movies, all that stuff, is quoting movies, annoys people because he watches movies. But I guess that's where my similarity stops there. I guess this guy goes crazy and kills people, dressed as a certain movie character, and I guess that's where it kind of ends for me, but it's still a fantastic movie. I was surprised. I actually forgot I had the movie. I have it right here. I actually forgot that I had it. Apparently, it's worth a lot of money with the slipcover. Slipcovers apparently make the world of difference nowadays. I've been into some Demis lately, Jacques Demy. I've been watching a couple of his movies. I watched The Prowler the other day. Thankfully, I go to there's a cinema not too far from here that hosts horror movies, horror adjacent movies every Tuesday, called Cinematary. They host movies every Tuesday, and I'm able to watch movies, or rewatch movies, mostly horrors. And I watched The Prowler. The Prowler, 1981. Here's the thing. I gave it a 3, but the way I'm going to describe it is basically, why did you give The Prowler a 3? And I'm going to tell you right now, damn it. I was having problems I was having problems staying awake. It didn't help. I wake up early and stuff, and then I'm over here like acting like I'm 25, going to, staying up later than I need to. But I had problems staying awake. It was a struggle. It is a snooze fest. But the cool thing about this is that the kills are so awesome that basically makes up for it. And this is one of the few times I'm ever gonna score a movie off of. I typically don't score movies based on actions or kills or whatever, but this is really the only saving grace for this movie. And Todd Savini did a fantastic job on the effects and the kills and stuff like that. So I'm giving it a 3 based on the fact that it kept me awake because of the kills. Other than that, I don't think I'm going to be watching this again. Maybe not right away, anyways. Yeah, so that's basically what I've been. This is what I've been watching. My best friend's a vampire. Needful Things. I want to talk about Needful Things. I gave it 4 stars. I gave it 4 stars based on the TV cut. The extended edition TV cut is essentially what you want to watch of this version. The theatrical version is fine, but it cuts out a lot and it feels rushed. The theatrical cut is going to be rated R. You're going to get everything. You're going to get all the kills. You're going to get gore, the cussing, and stuff like that. But you're going to get it at under 2 hours. And it's cutting out a lot of backstory, a lot of characters, a lot of their stories. If you watch the theatrical cut, which thankfully Kino Lorber released, they released the 4K edition plus the Blu-ray. And it's HD. It's HD for the first time ever. They up-resed it. So yeah, watch the TV version if possible. Do whatever you want, obviously, but watch the 4K first, maybe, and then at some point when you have time, watch the 3-hour version. It's not easy sitting through a 3-hour movie. I get it, but you're gonna get maybe split it in 2, like they did back in the day. They had TBS. They essentially did this for TBS, and then they would do it in 2 nights, just like a lot of the Stephen King movies made for TV movies back in the day. But yes, the trade-off is that you get a 3-hour movie with more story and stuff like that, more background, a better movie overall. But the trade-off is that you're cutting out, because it's made for TV, so it's censored. You're cutting off all the killings aren't as brutal. They cut off a lot. They're obviously censoring the cussing and the bad words and stuff like that. So you're getting a trade-off. But in my opinion, it's worth it to get a better story. Trading somebody saying the F word to get a better story. I'll do that any day of the week. Yeah, I think that's it. I've been watching, as you can see, my list is so varied. It is not, I watch everything. I don't discriminate. I mean, I guess I do because I'm rating stuff. I from French New Wave to slashers to Australian horror movies to The Disaster Artist, which I really, really enjoyed. So we thankfully I have a girlfriend who's down for it, man. She's down for watching movies, so that helps a lot. Also helps that I can watch movies all day when I'm working. So I know what you did last summer still holds up. What are you waiting for? 3 stars. Yeah, that's my review on that one. What are you waiting for? Capital letters, capital words, capital letters. Don't remember much of the second one. I do remember watching 1 and 2 in the theaters, but all I got to say is that Sarah Michelle Gellar's fight to survive in this movie is really freaking great. You are rooting for her the whole time, and I think one of the greatest crimes is her actually, getting killed at the end. Spoiler, sorry. It's been about 25 to 26 years. If you haven't seen it by now, what are you waiting for? My best friend's vampire. Last thing I'm going to talk about before I end the stream and the video. This test stream. Everything seems to be working okay. Everything seems to be reading at, everything's good. Hopefully we could do this in the future where we could all tune in, talk, have a conversation or whatever. My best friend's a vampire, 1987. This is a fun 80s film with 80s camp classic. It is classic. I actually really enjoyed it. It was really fun. But the reviews for this is really interesting, especially on, I'm actually going to hit like. It's funny because if you go to Letterboxd and you see some of these reviews, It's basically it's like a metaphor for being a certain way. First review. I mean, I hope I don't know if I'm supposed to ask for consent, if I'm if I could read the reviews, but this is what they're saying. Movie, a metaphor about being gay. Sean Leonard knows is it be a gay and be dead. Okay, all Robert Sheen Leonard knows is be gay and be dead. Vampirism as a metaphor for being gay. I love the 80s. The thing is that I don't see it, but then I mean that's just my experience. I mean I get it. You're trying to be somebody who is not who's not the norm, I guess. The norm in society, especially the 80s, and it's basically you accepting who you are, no matter what people think about it, aka vampirism. Obviously, when you think about a vampire, that's bad. Vampire is bad, but this guy becomes a vampire, and then basically does everything in his power to try to not be a vampire, and basically accepting who he is at the end. So if that's a metaphor for being gay, that's if that's your takeaway, that is your takeaway, man. But yeah, so that's that. I think that's it. That's it for these videos. This video, like I've shot multiple videos. I like this format. I think I'm gonna do this. Where I talk. Maybe I do once a week, once every 2 weeks, where I sit down and look at my letterbox and kind of explain myself. I'm thinking about maybe bringing people on. I think there's some people who we could have some discussions. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, we'll cut that out. We'll cut that there, and we'll see you next time, guys. Until then, keep on watching movies.